Hello everyone, this is Tuckerticker and welcome to Gratuitous Space Battles. This is a little game I bought not all that long ago, although I don't long enough to complete all the missions. I thought it would be great to actually sort of do videos of, simply because aside from the initial setup, which you can see some of here, I don't actually have to play the game whilst it's going. It's effectively you just that you're playing the game is setting up these individual ships that you can see marked out here, and then actually placing them, and then you just let it go. So before I sort of set these guys off, I should explain sort of what's on the bar. So you can see I've got some little fighters here. We've got these sort of slightly bigger ones called frigates, and then I've got these two cruisers. And you edit your ships in this sort of window, so I can select the hull, although these are all of one particular race. And then I can select weapons. What else we here? I've got a weird thing there which restores the shields of friends, shield generators, power, crew modules, engines. What else we got? We've got armour, all sorts of cool stuff. Point defence for taking out enemy missiles. There's a tractor beam there for taking out fighters, or at least slowing them down so you can shoot them down with something else. But yeah, I won't go into all the sort of ship building and stuff because there's just an awful lot of it, and it's just a lot of you watching me mess around with numbers. I'll just sort of show you that some of how these guys are set up rather than setting them up for and you watching that as well for the time being. So you can see up here I've got the orders, which is what they're set to do. So I don't control them directly, but I can set how they'll interact on the battlefield once I let go. Actually, I'm going to move him back a bit as well, cause, I've actually launched these guys before. So we've got like their sort of chance and range at which they attack frigates. We've got cruisers, which is a large one. You'll notice the enemy doesn't have any fighters, so the only ones that actually have the capability to attack fighters is that guy, and he won't even bother. But there's various other things like I've got cooperative, which means they'll work together on the same target. Vulture, which means they'll take out targets on low health. Rescue, which means they'll take out targets that are attacking their friends. This one specifically is escorting this big one here. Those ones got last stand, so they'll stay out in the battlefield no matter what, because normally what happens is they'll retreat to the back line here when they're on low health. That one's got retaliate and keep moving, so that one will move constantly and will attack things specifically that are attacking it. That one will try and rescue its friends. So what I've got here is I've got the fighters with some rocket launchers, which are sort of decent for getting through certain types of shields, certainly on little frigates like that one there, although it didn't actually work when I last tried it. Then we've got two more of the same there. This one's interesting. This one's got is that a tractor beam? Yeah, it's got a tractor beam for taking out fighters, and then it has an anti-fighter missile launcher for actually killing them, an EMP missile launcher, which I'll explain in a moment, and point defence for taking out enemy missiles. The larger guys actually have something called a guidance scrambler, which is kind of like point defence, except it doesn't destroy the missiles, it just makes them veer off course. I haven't really actually compared guidance scramblers with point defence, because these guys can get point defence as well. And so this guy's also got an EMP shield to stop the EMP missiles that this guy has, if the enemy ever uses any on him. So let's set it going. So how fast can I do this? It's about 25 past now. I think I started it exactly on the minute, luckily. The objective in these is I'm going to be seeing how fast I can do the missions. You're limited on sort of ship cost and number of pilots with setting up your ship and the battlefield. And I've very specifically chosen to not try and go for the least amount of resources used to win the battle, which is what you're supposed to do, because the larger a margin you leave on your sort of total allowance, the more sort of currency you get to buy the in-game stuff. But I've bought pretty much all the in-game stuff I care about. So you can see there's that guy who is launching these missiles, which hopefully you will see affect this guy. He should get a sort of pulse all over him. Yeah, there we are. And that actually disables his weapons while it's going on. We've got the little fighters who are taking out the shields on these guys. And then we've got these guys who are very slowly but surely trying to get in. That last time what happened was this guy was out front and he actually got in front of this guy and stopped him moving quite so well. You can see as well this guy who's got the missiles has got a really long range, and he's sort of attacking them from really far away. I think you saw a tractor beam stop one of the fighters there as well. There, that's the tractor beam in action. Yeah, the idea of the EMP missiles that this guy's launching is to just disable them briefly once he got on him. Anti-fighter missiles and point defense. The enemy isn't actually using many missiles, or any in fact. Yeah, kind of annoying. You just use a fighter missile on that guy. Oh, the tractor beams also work on other ships. It effectively just slows them down. That's better. He's shooting that little weapon now, and that's actually taking down the shields. You've got 2 types of defences. You've got shield and you've got armour. And you have to be quick because he's getting down quite quickly. Shields and armour both have a resistance, which a weapon has to have penetration equal to or higher than its resistance, else the weapon won't go through. But due to the way shields and armour work, shields tend to be much more useful and more cost effective, simply because shields regenerate and armour doesn't, and shields have a constant resistance, whereas armour's resistance goes down the less armour you have left. Although once an enemy's shields go down, they are gone. And then they've got health, which is what I think there. And they also have that shockwave, which can damage surrounding ships. So if you have a lot of ships packed together and they all explode, then it can really wreck them. That guy has stayed rather far behind. Yeah, you can see I'm going for the shields first, so I've got the little sort of shield. Now the shield's gone down, it's going to get through their armour. Now I'm playing as the Empire, which have these sort of big round ships, and the enemy I'm fighting against are the Alliance. And this is very literally the smallest match in the game. That guy's going to die soon. Wow. The missiles coming. You notice they split off as well. Some of those ones that split off are decoys for when the enemy tries to knock them out of the sky. Makes them more accurate. Go on, die. There we go. So yes, I've won. So I could either go to Fleet HQ, which is where I would buy more upgrades, but I don't want any more. Not really. Or I can view the statistics, which we can see. So, most effective ship design was the Bear, which was the really big thing. Least effective apparently was the Butthurt, which is that little frigate that was running around using EMP missiles on my enemies. I've got the most effective weapon, the least effective weapon, and the least effective weapon I always find is the EMP missile launcher. Because it doesn't technically do any damage, it just disables your opponent. But I think they're well worth having simply because they disable your opponent. And then you can see sort of in percentages how much damage was delivered and received by various things, and I can cut them all out. So that is how much damage was delivered and received by just that little squad of fighters. And then I can actually sort of cut out enemy ships. So those guys didn't actually damage it very much. I don't think they actually damaged either of them either. But yeah, so that's the basis of how the game works. So I just wanted to show you that quick one. I'm going to be doing more videos of these, trying to beat my times. I think that took about 4 minutes, judging from my clock here. I'll get a proper stopwatch and start doing these properly. But yeah, thank you all for watching guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time when I do this.